Alright, welcome to another LEGO review. For today I have one of the smaller of the new city sets. This is the Mountain Fugitive set, basically the Mountain Police starter set. And it contains 88 pieces, so it should be a fairly quick build. But what kind of captured my attention and made me want it was basically that piece right there, which is the brand new beehive. So we'll take a closer look at that in just a second. But overall, it looks like a fairly entertaining little set. So we're going to rip it open. We're going to build it up quick because it's only 88 pieces, and then I'll be right back and show you the finished product. All right, first up we'll look at the decidedly non-stars of the set, that being the two police officers. The one vehicle in the set is, like I said, this little four-wheeler type thing, and that does obviously go to the police officers, so they do get that. But I think that the crooks have the better gear in this particular set. So we'll take a look at those second. But first up, let's look at the individual officers and what they come with. My favorite figure in the set has to be this female police officer. I mean, the torso printing, the little bit of pocket printing on the legs, which is nice. The back has the police print there, and you can kind of see, if I can get the camera to focus. There we go. There's a walkie-talkie on her back, and that just all looks good. But the highlight is the hat. This is a single piece. It's molded, dual molded, two colors, and they even went so far as to get the little hair underneath and between the clasp of the hat and the back. I just think that looks really, really good, and is by far the best part of, like I said, this, not just this figure, but all the figures in total. So yeah, that's the female officer. The male officer kind of has a little grin of like, this is fun. I want to go fast on my four-wheeler. The four-wheeler has a chain on the back, which you can unhook here and use that to pull something. It has a light that's just on one of those kind of small poles. You will find when you set the figure in that this is incredibly easy just to knock off because it's held on obviously by a single stud. I think that's a little bit disappointing. I think kids will probably lose that very quickly. He does fit in here where he can put the hand on the handlebar. Obviously, if you want to have both hands on, then you have to clip his handcuffs to the back. You can see that black little clip back there. So yeah, I mean, and the grill piece in the front is really nice. So I think this is one of the better little four-wheeler type vehicles that I've seen LEGO make lately, but it's still, it's nothing fancy. All right, now we're to the stars of the show, at least in my opinion. That was the criminals for this little set. One of the unexpected highlights of the set was this little log. This is their getaway vehicle, if you will. You can see the appropriately printed face, like, I don't know if this is such a good idea what we're about to try to do here. I really like that print. I could do without the jail prints. The striped black and white stripes I think are overplayed and make those torsos useless for most other things. But otherwise, that's really my only complaint. The little log that you build is cute, and in a pleasant surprise to me, the end piece there, that's actually a print. There are no stickers in this set. It's only a printed piece in the set, but still very nice, and definitely a piece I could see that people are going to want a bunch of for all sorts of different scenes. I think it'd look good on a log cabin, or maybe a castle setup, or obviously a forest type scenario, or all sorts of things. So I can actually imagine that being a very popular piece. The other criminal is a female. You can kind of make her out there, and I'll show you that closer up in just a second. She does have a backpack which has a couple of the gold bars, so you can see her print. Unfortunately, she also suffers from the black stripe torso, even though she has this red sort of sweatshirt over it. It still kind of makes it pretty useless for most other, applications of that figure. But otherwise, it's not bad. It's cute that they're using the shovels as their makeshift oars as they go down the stream. And then the other part of the build, and the final part of the build, is this very small little tree, incredibly thick base, but only one piece of greenery on top, and then a little shrub here. The only play feature here is that opens up, and then there's basically like a little spot that you could put, I don't know, the gold bars or something, and then hide them, which is, you know, nice enough. And then the real highlight, and the reason I bought this set, was for the beehive piece. And in a fun turn, if you take one of the figures, it does actually fit right over their head, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, that's the set. Small little build, pretty nice. I have no real complaints about it. I'm glad I got it, and I think you would be too for the price. So thanks for watching, and I'll have more soon. Alright, we're back after building the set. Like I said, it was only 88 pieces, so it couldn't have taken longer than, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 minutes, something like that. I didn't really time myself. I wasn't rushing. But this is what you get. So, as you can see, sort of in the overall, you get 2 bad guys, 1 male, 1 female. You also get 2 of the police officers, again, 1 male, 1 female, and I'll show you a close-up of those in a second. You get a small police 4x4 or some kind of, I don't know, 4-wheeler, and then you get a very, very small sort of nature build, and I'll take a closer look at that as well, with obviously the key highlight there being that new beehive piece. And then finally, you do get some extras, which I don't normally always show, except in this case, you get an extra one of the small chains, which I think are always nice to have more of, and you get an extra set of handcuffs, which is fairly standard for a police set. But there is room on the back of the buggy. Right there, you can see that black clip, which you could clip on the extra set if you wanted to. So we're going to take a look at each of these pieces individually a little bit closer.